Hello, Internet, and welcome to my once again late review for Angels of Death Episode 5. Not as late as it has been in the past, but it is, early Monday morning, just past midnight here, so sorry about that. I was just kind of busy and tired and not really feeling up for it, but I'm up for it now, so we're gonna go for it. Angels of Death Episode 5. We last left off, Zack and Rachel were caught up in Cathy's many, many traps, and this time almost being done in by a room filling up with poison gas. And Rachel solves the puzzle and then starts passing out. And then, so as the episode starts off, we really just see how great Zack and Rachel's relationship has grown. The way he just completely trusts her, the way he gets kind of frustrated at the fact that she won't tell him that she's, not being able to breathe very well. Also, him just throwing her up into the ceiling to solve the puzzle. It's really cute and really fun. And honestly, Zack and Rachel, despite how kind of creepy their relationship is and their desires for the other person, they both kind of want Rachel to die. They're just kind of cute, and they've kind of very slowly grown into one of the best things about Angels of Death. It's really good. Anyway, after that, Rachel goes and gets the key card to get them out of the poison room, and Zack tries to put it in, and then breaks it, because he's a fucking idiot, I guess. But that was still pretty funny. I know I criticized the humor a lot in episode 2, but honestly the humor has really started to grow on me and get really a whole lot better. And this scene kind of shows it that much. Just because it just works so well and it just flows with the flow of the scene really well. So I appreciated that joke. But after Zack destroys the key card, Rachel has her last ditch effort is to pull some explosives out of her bag, which is what? Why does she have explosives? I there's a whole lot of mystery with Rachel that I feel is just being beaten around the bush at this point. I mentioned it back last episode. The sewing kit that she used to sew up the bird. Why did she have that? Why did she use it to sew up a bird? For one thing, now she's running around with explosives. That's not normal. I don't exactly. I don't know. I don't know why. Why would she run around with explosives? Yeah. But anyway, the explosives work, and they carry on through the just spoiled that. Fuck. Through the building, and we start to get. So they take a breather, and Zack kind of drifts off, and has a dream flashback to when he was raised in what seems to be some kind of evil orphanage. The two people who raise him, they seem to be employing him as a grave digger for dead kids, right? And there's a mention a new kid arrived, but he's already dead, so you might as well make a grave. Which I'm not entirely sure if they mean he's actually dead or if he's gonna be dead anyway, might as well hurry him along. I'm not entirely sure where the series is going with that, or what exactly this home that Zack lives at or lived at is gonna go. What we do know is that the two adults there are definitely the first people Zack killed. That's kind of obvious. And honestly, this episode really builds into Zack's headspace in a way that I didn't really expect, but in a way that I'm really digging. He's becoming a lot more interesting of a character. Through this backstory. Even if the backstory itself, abusive foster parents isn't exactly, new, especially given that his last name is actually Foster, the People of Earth character. There's an obscure reference for you. Give us season 3. Anyway, so he seems to be some kind of a gravedigger for this orphanage. He, digs a grave for the child who's already dead. Speaking of already dead people, right before the commercial break, seemingly zombie hand, grabs Rachel by the ankle, who's, technically not dead yet, and, Zack shatters the arm with his shovel, and it, kind of fades away into dust, because this person was really fucking almost dead. And Zack specifically uses the term already dead, which was used by the woman at the orphanage earlier on in the episode. And so I'm kind of curious, is that meant to be a callback? It feels like it's meant to be, start like priming us for all of the like ties back to Zack's childhood that we get throughout the episode. That's kind of my thoughts on that. And then we get to the next puzzle. And we see, Zack's very obvious discomfort with it. And I really love the slow build-up as it slowly becomes clear that, this dollhouse is where Zack grew up. The shock there, it was so good. Honestly, everything about that scene, from that slow realization to, Zack's tension as he kind of relays Rachel giving him instructions to being ordered around by the woman, to, the scene where the woman's voice is played over Rachel's, is just this really great scene, and I really dug it. It was so good. That was by far the standout of the episode right there. So then I do have a couple questions. So I've asked this before with Eddie, but the Guardians seem to know, or the Floor Masters, or whatever they're called, seem to know a whole lot about Rachel and Zack. Specifically in this case, Cathy knows a lot about Zack's past, and I don't know how she knows that. Is it like the higher up people are, they just know everything about the ones below them? Do Cathy and Zack have some kind of history that we're going to find out as we go through the third basement? I don't know. I'm really open to finding out what goes on there. But anyway, so Rachel and Zack are kind of separated, but not really importantly, which is kind of the weird separation of Rachel and Zack, given that it accomplished nothing and did nothing for the plot, was just kind of weird. But that's besides the point. So Cathy tells them they have to take these syringes, and once they take one of the syringes, the door will open. At least that's what it seemed like, because it seemed like Cathy said they only have to take one. And if one of them is the vitamins and one of them is the weird drug, they'll make them super violent. And if they guess right, they go on scot-free, and if they guess wrong, then, well, bad shit's gonna happen. Is the vibe I got. Now, I feel like it's kind of the point, It's a Princess Bridean... Is that a word? Can I say Princess Bridean? Like with the iocane powder and Princess Bride. Or how it's supposed to be. Of course, it's revealed that they're both iocane powder, but that's besides the point. One of them is the good answer, and one of them is the bad one, to figure out which one is good and which one is bad. Except, so what's the point of them taking both? If the point was to take both the whole time, what was the point of doing that? I don't know. It's weird they just decided to take both. There's no real reason for that, and just kind of doesn't really work. But anyway, Zack does take both, helping Rachel out because he wants to escape, of course. Also, because I'm definitely getting the feeling they are really starting to, care for each other. I know in the end they're still definitely going to end up, I don't know if Zack is going to stop trying to kill Rachel or what's going to happen as we near the surface. But, Zack's taking of the drugs definitely feels like a defense of Rachel or a way to help Rachel out. Even if he does end up trying to kill her by the end of the episode. And what's really interesting there is that for the first time, Rachel is staring death in the face, and she doesn't seem to want to die. I mean, sure, she plays it off as if you kill me, you won't be able to get out, and I want to help you. But I'm kind of curious if she just only cares about Zack and wants to help Zack, or as she's gone, through this hell, she started to care about herself more. And that'll be really interesting to see as the series goes on, but we don't get to see that because that is where the episode ends. So all in all, this was another really good episode of Angels of Death, and it's really showing this show getting better and better with every passing week, which makes me really excited to see where we're going to next. The series has just been getting better and better as it's gone on, and I'm really loving it now. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and the episode that it reviewed. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, subscribe, or whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!